You wanted the best. You've got the best podcast. The hottest podcast in the world. The Chris Voss Show, the preeminent podcast with guests so smart you may experience serious brain bleed. The CEOs, authors, thought leaders, visionaries, and motivators. Get ready. Strap yourself in. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you're about to go on a monster education roller coaster with your brain. Now, here's your host, Chris Voss.
Hi, folks. It's Voss here from thechrisvossshow.com. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the big show. We certainly appreciate you guys. As always, we've been here for 16 years, going on 17 years, 2,100 episodes. How many podcasts do you know that have been around for almost 17 years with 2,100 podcast episodes? And they're long, too. Like, I've seen a few people that do podcasts, and they have, like, a lot of numbers, and they do, like, these 5-minute, like, blips, which are kind of motivational, so they're pretty good that way. I don't want to knock them, but damn it, we put in the work here. So please refer the show to your family, friends, and relatives. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss, Chris Voss, the TikTokity, and all those crazy places on the internet. Today we have an amazing young man. We're going to be talking to him on the show about his insights. We're going to be talking about marketing. It's going to be a marketing show. We're going to learn how to do business, do marketing, and all that good stuff, and I'm sure everyone will come with great insights, whether you're marketing yourself or whether you're marketing your company and business and all that stuff. Today, we're joined by Ivan Vislavskiy. He is the CEO and co-founder of Comrade Digital Marketing Agency, an acclaimed digital marketing firm with locations in Chicago, Miami, and Austin. Great barbecue in Austin there. A visionary leader, Ivan is dedicated to guiding the company's strategic direction, ensuring that it stays ahead of industry trends, and consistently exceeds client expectations. Let's see here. He is recognized for visionary leadership. He steers the company with strategic focus that keeps at the forefront of industry trends while constantly exceeding client expectations. I think there was some doubling of the bio here, but there you go.
Quite possible.
With a rich portfolio boasting over 400 successful projects, he possesses a deep expertise in catalyzing. I like that word, catalyzing. I'm a catalyzer. I'm going to change my title. In catalyzing significant client growth. His passion for creativity permeates the company's culture, promoting an environment where ambition and innovation flourish, enabling the development of pioneering in-house projects. Welcome to the show. How are you, Ivan?
Hey, Chris, thank you so much. This was a very lengthy intro for sure. I guess I'm going to have to remember that.
There you go.
A lot of words.
Looks like the PR agent doubled the lines there for me. So I was like, wait, I just wanted
to make sure you get it right.
That's probably what it is. Repetition is the mother of mastery. So give us your .coms. How can people find you on the interwebs?
For sure. Our main website is comradeweb.com. This is a website for our agency. You can learn a lot about us and what we do.
There you go. So give us a 30,000 overview. What you guys do there?
Sure. As name suggests, we are a digital marketing agency. For all of you that don't know much about what digital marketing is, we basically market companies in the digital space. Used to be traditional media, traditional marketing, TV ads, radio ads, newspaper, and so on. Ever since .com boom, digital became such a big and popular phenomena. And especially during the COVID era, everyone went to digital. So at Comrade, we help local service businesses grow by bringing them more clients online, specifically, hence digital. We do this by building performance websites, getting them to rank at the top of Google and other search engines, and running ads that deliver results. Our ultimate goal is to make marketing a high performance investment for our clients. It's basically what we're trying to do. And we're ensuring that our clients, who are mostly small businesses, can see that every single dollar that they spend on marketing generates a strong return on investment.
Oh, wow. There you go. And so you help your clients. You've been doing this for how many years now? 15.
It's been 15 years. We founded a company in 2008. Best time to open a company.
Oh, yeah. That definitely was Jesus Christ, that was a hell of a time. I know it was wiping out everything I owned for 20 years.
It
Uh,
was rough.
yeah, not a good time to own a mortgage company as your
Oh
key
no.
jewel in your crown of companies. But we're still here, kicking and taking names. We're just not doing mortgages. Anyway, yeah, I mean that whole thing. But you survived. You got it. You guys have multiple offices. Tell us a little bit about your upbringing. What gave you the entrepreneurial bug? What influenced you? Maybe parents' childhood to want to eventually get into the field you're in and become an entrepreneur.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Ever since I was a kid, I guess I found myself taking leadership roles in schools, in various after-school activities. I guess it was always a part of who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when I started working in digital marketing, this was probably around 2006, 2007, I want to say. I spent time at various other agencies, working in different roles. And one thing I've noticed, going from one agency to another, most of those agencies were always focused on servicing larger clients, and small businesses were always neglected, were always overlooked. So together with my business partner Stan, this was a mission of our company when we incepted our agency, that we're going to help small businesses grow and give them the same white glove service, the same kind of results that they deserve. Um, that's 15 years from when we started the agency until now. It's been our mission ever since.
There you go. And so it was hard to start a business in 2008. I imagine it was. What were some of the challenges you had to overcome, or maybe lessons you had to learn? Was there any cathartic moments people can learn from?
It wasn't as difficult for me. I was in my early 20s,
Mm-hmm.
and I was fearless. I didn't really have anything to lose. This business kind of really started as an accident.
Oh.
As I was working with other agencies, I had my network that started referring some jobs to me. Hey, Ivan, could you build a website for me? Hey, Ivan, could you recommend me this? And so as I started building this for my friends, I really enjoyed it, and I did incredible work. The quality of work was really high, so they started recommending me to others, and little by little, my network grew, and that's how I started getting more and more projects. We started hiring people, freelancers at the beginning. I think when we had three full timers, when we finally decided it was time for us to, switch our attention fully to growing this business, because we saw potential in this.
Mm-hmm. And so what is it that excites you about working in the marketing field, being an agency? What really motivates you?
Oh, a couple of things for sure. Number one, seeing an impact of marketing on the businesses, business owners, and the lives of the businesses, right? Because if we are able to help them grow, that impacts not only the business owner, that impacts all the team members within the business and their families.
Mm-hmm.
And then that ends up impacting the entire community. And then it goes even deeper. So in a sense, we kind of impact the entire economy per se,
Mm.
right? Which is very exciting. So that's one thing that I wanted to highlight. Second thing is, marketing is ever evolving. You probably, at this point, marketing is growing with such a dynamic rate, with all the AI technology and other um, improvements, that you constantly have to innovate. You constantly have to stay on top. So
Mm-hmm.
you never bored. You always grow yourself. You always grow your team. You always constantly challenge yourself,
Mm-hmm.
which is very interesting.
As a leader, how do you stay motivated and focused and make sure that your leadership skills are sharp?
For sure. I had sort of have a vision, a big
Mm-hmm.
grand vision, whether it's going to take 5, 10, maybe 15 years. But we do want to become one of the larger independent agencies that services small agencies. That's our big goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we know that it takes a lot. We know that we're currently here. It would take us a long journey to get there. We surround ourselves by really good coaches and mentors that help us, being aligned and with the guidelines of where to go and how, where to not make a mistake so that we can get to our vision quicker. In most cases, I speak with them. Sometimes, I love learning from other leaders. I read a lot about very successful entrepreneurs. I watch a lot of podcasts, a lot of promotional videos, and 5-minute videos that you mentioned at the beginning of this video. Some of them are quite inspirational.
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah.
So it's a combination of those facts that helps me stay motivated and laser focused on the future.
Yeah. I mean, it can really make all the difference in the world. So on your website, I'm looking across several different services you offer. You guys are a full service agency, of course. It looks like you guys have some things where people can get in touch with you, and then there's a report people can order. I think they can get an expert marketing audit by working
That's
through your
true.
website. Tell us a little bit about some of those offerings.
Yeah. So for any business that is looking to expand on their marketing, we could be a really good start. Let us know, reach out to us, and we would be happy to review what you currently done. We would be happy to discuss your goals, your objectives, and what stands on the way. And we'll deliver a full-on report, which will be free of charge, that will detail our plan of how we see achieving your goals.
Nice.
And sometimes we would honestly tell you that maybe we're not a good fit for you. For instance, we've been a generalist agency for the first 11 years of our existence. And about 4 years ago, we switched to focusing on 3 main areas, 3 main industries, being legal, home services, and healthcare. That's where our specialty is nowadays. So if you are an e-com shop, we would recommend you to another really good agency, but we're probably not going to be able to help.
Wow. There you go. And that's an honest way to do business. I mean, I've done that for decades with my clients where I'm just like, you're just not our fit. And you want a good fit because if you don't have one, it's usually painful to all parties involved.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. So people can go on your website. They can investigate you more. They can get an expert marketing audit that will tell them website speed, SEO performance, content performance, conversion rate, competitors rank. That's probably good to know how you rank with your competitors, and backlink quality. What do you see as the biggest challenge most of your clients come to you needing? What's the most popular ones they're hitting on?
Quite honestly, there's a lot of BS marketing. What I mean by BS marketing is cheap marketing that a lot of agencies, a lot of individuals say, we do marketing. In reality, they don't. They'll do maybe some activities that they claim will help you, achieve better results, but they don't. And many companies that come to us, they're just, they're tired of being burned out in the past. They're tired because they invested all this budget in all this BS marketing and never worked. And that's the biggest problem in our industry, that there are fewer and fewer believers because there are just not that many good marketing companies.
Yeah.
And another challenge is marketing is extremely competitive. So in order for a company to have a really good marketing, a company has to be able to invest, because there are a lot of companies that been doing that for many, many years. So guess what? In order for you to be competitive, in order for you to be good, you have to catch up with them. And that takes an investment. That takes a lot of work to get to this point. So, some prospects come to us hoping that they can achieve results right away. That never happens, or very rarely happens, because that just, they're not in vacuum. There are a lot of other great businesses that already had it under control.
So people can see some of the examples of some of your portfolio of work that you've done. You guys serve law firms, home services and construction, healthcare, e-commerce, manufacturing and small business, and more. And then you guys do PPC management. What is PPC management for those who are uninitiated?
Yeah, e-commerce, we still have a lot of great case studies on e-commerce marketing campaigns, but we elected not to continue working with e-commerce companies just because marketing for local service businesses and e-commerce businesses is very different. That's why we're probably not going to be a good fit there. But to your question, what is pay-per-click? PPC stands for pay-per-click, is basically running marketing ads on different channels so that your company would show up when someone is searching for your service or product.
Mm-hmm. What's the importance of doing that in being on different places, marketing channels, as opposed to just one?
It's important if it's important to understand your client's behavior when they search for a solution for a product, right? Mm-hmm. So what we usually do, we do a very deep dive research to understand, if I'm a buyer, how would I go about searching a solution provider? And then we would identify how many, what are the platforms they usually go to, and based on the budget, based on the goals, we would devise a plan, and we would suggest a strategy which might have one channel or multiple channels. It all comes down to your budget. Because if you have a very limited budget, go into one and try to crush it, right? But if you have sufficient budget, then absolutely go wide and try various platforms.
Yeah, because you never know what's going to hit. Sometimes, I think one of my first companies, we did a mailer of 100. We did 100 mails because we were running on like $2,000 startup, and we did 20 of different industries that we knew were in the business we were in, that work with our companies like what we were trying to build. And I remember my one partner was like, "Don't do that industry. That's not going to go anywhere. There's probably no money in that." And sure enough, the one industry that responded to the mailer was that industry. And it was actually one of the most profitable industries you could hit on.
That's so interesting.
And it was just one of those things where I'm like, well, let's send it out. We'll just, this is what you do in product A/B testing, right? You throw shit out and see what sticks to the wall. So,
with us, Chris, in most cases, we actually know what works really well, but there's still a really very good component of R&D, research and development, that you still need to execute. Because in your case, that one industry, I guess all of your competitors decided to skip, on this industry for the same reason. They probably thought there's no money in it. So you guys did your own.
It was more my business partner was wrong.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it was more my business partner was dead wrong, and it wasn't the first or last time.
Well, Dana was very subjective.
Yeah, he's like, you shouldn't waste your time doing that. And I'm like, this is a lesson. He's like, you shouldn't waste your time doing it. And I'm like, well, it's 20 stamps or something to that industry out of the 100. Fuck it. But we knew they were working in the industry with people, so we weren't just shooting into the fog blind. But doing that spread that we did that would have been 5 different industries was really important too. And of course, back in the 90s, it was also good to. I don't want to use the words dumpster diving, but it was really good to get strategic information on your competitors.
and back in the 90s, it was a complete. Yeah, I love that. But back in the 90s, it was a completely different world, right? Yeah. In 2024, marketing is all backed by data, so subjective opinions are very dangerous. We usually.
I'm trying to remember now if in my book I told people we dumpster dived. So there you go.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, I had a friend who back in the 80s and 90s was Steve Jobs' personal. He couldn't figure out who it was, but he was really angry because one magazine, that was a Mac magazine, would always have the scoop on what Apple was doing, and they couldn't figure out where it was coming from. He was dumpster diving Apple's corporate offices. And they were dumb enough to put all their thing. And Steve Jobs was always pissed. Like, how come this one magazine? I think he was banned.
Always knows everything about it.
It was
well, maybe. Hey, listen. Maybe it was a secret doing of Steve Jobs. Maybe he was trying to get some PR Yeah,
Might
by
be. I
doing
don't
so
know. My
intentionally.
friend who ran the magazine company is like, yeah, he was not happy with us. But public information is public information if you throw it on the street, people. Anyway, what else about your agency have we covered? There's some other services you have: digital marketing packages, content marketing, local SEO services. So you do the SEO stuff. That's important. Google SEO. You do
Yeah.
web development as well. So you'll do web design packages, development. So you'll help people
Yeah,
build their
Chris.
websites and stuff.
Yeah, Chris, I think, for an average listener, I don't think they'll know all the differences between different sub-services that we
Hmm.
apply to generate results. I think what's most important is we're a result-oriented company.
Hmm.
We're a performance-based company. So when prospect comes to us, we look at the number one factor, which is what is your goal? What is your budget? How can we get you to your goal? And then we look at various services and we'll come up with the strategy, right? We would come up with the marketing plan that will be a combination of one or maybe multiple services to achieve that goal. But it's different from one company to another. Most importantly, we focus on the result.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
the
those
result
results are
being,
pretty good.
yeah, and the result being usually marketing qualified leads.
Yeah.
And that's what differentiates us from other marketing agencies. When you go to many agencies, freelancers, and so on, they'll give you, as a result, they'll tell you, oh, we've driven this much traffic to you. You see this many clicks and so on. We don't care about that. Our clients don't care about that. Our
Hmm.
clients care about one thing, which is how many leads do you actually generate for me? How
Yeah.
many of those leads do I convert? And then how much do I need to pay for, or do I pay with my marketing for each of those leads? So that
Hmm.
I can understand and I can make an educational guess of how much money do I need to pour into marketing to generate more money on the bottom line, or top line rather, and then bottom line.
There you go. And it looks like people can go to your website and request a quote from you. It says
Yeah,
your average clients see a 4.5 times ROI.
that's what we've measured. So we always
Nice.
measure an ROI of our marketing campaigns, and
Mhm.
on average, that's what we see:
There you go.
4.5% X.
There you go. So, is there a minimum to a finance spend or whatever investment that a client needs to have to work with you guys? Is there a minimum spend?
Certainly, it will definitely depend on the company and their
Mm.
situation, but we would say probably 3 to 4 thousand would be a
Okay.
minimal that we would entertain, just because we're once again laser focused on providing results.
Mhm. I think I have that. Will you take a check? No, I'm just kidding. It's a callback check. Check.
We will.
There you go. People do that nowadays. There you go. It's still going on, except in Vegas. They don't take checks in Vegas.
I would love to take checks because you don't need to pay 3%
Oh, that's
as you pay
true.
on credit card charges. So
Yeah, that's true. They used to. Do they still charge you for checks to process? I don't know. I think
no,
they do. They
no.
charge you for
Well,
something. I mean,
not our
the
case. Zero. We
yeah,
don't pay
the
anything.
ATM fees. They're the ones where they get you. I think that's the new game.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, what have we talked about your agency, how you work with clients, what you do, any other examples maybe of clients that you've worked with? I can see on your website you've got your portfolio of some of the different things there. Anything we haven't talked about with your company and what you guys do there?
I think you covered it pretty well, and I think it's not truly about us; it's truly about our clients, and that's how
Hmm.
I like to put it. So, if you have any questions, or even if you're not sure about how to grow your company, just reach out to us. We're not going to charge you anything. We're not here to sell you. We're generally here to help you and provide our advice and our recommendation. And sometimes that's what we do. It's funny enough, people actually leave us Google reviews just because we help them out. And we told them that, look, we're really not a good fit here. But
Hmm.
if we were you, here's what we would do. We would go out and we would reach out to this person and so on. Would honestly give them the best advice we could. And people leave us amazing Google reviews for that
Well, that's
without
great.
even asking.
That's great. And you never know when those people are going to convert. Like sometimes, you can
Oh
talk to
yeah.
somebody and maybe they're not financially in the right place for something or other. But if they, if you convert them, later on, they're like, hey, I finally got me some money to put together. I'm going to go do those things. So yeah, it's that can make it work. So final thoughts and pitch out to the audience as we go out on how they can reach out to you, on board, et cetera, and your .com.
Yeah. If you have any questions about marketing or entrepreneurship, or you want to talk to me about what we do and maybe how we can help you grow, how we can help you with an advice, just go to comradeweb.com. And you can also send me a personal email, which is ivan@comradeweb.com. And by the way, there's E at the end of word comrade. I know some people misspell it. So
do they really? They leave the
that.
E off?
Yeah.
Well, so education's kind of gone to hell in this country over the last, I don't know, 20 or 30 years. But that, and people don't read either, so there's, they got that going for them. But yeah, it was always in Russia, the TV watches you. Anyway, there you go. A little bit of Russia.
So don't watch TV if you're in Russia.
Yeah. I won't be traveling to Russia anymore soon, I guess, after that joke. Anyway, the Russian people always seem to be wonderful. I wish they had better leaders, but it is what it is. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Ivan, for being on the show with us. We really appreciate it.
Chris, thank you so much. It was my pleasure.
There you go. Remember, if you ever go to Russia, always pay the extra to stay on the bottom floors, because it's harder to get thrown out a window or down some stairs. More Russia jokes.
Chris has a theory of why that works.
My visa just got blocked to Russia. What? Who knew? Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss. Chris Voss one, the TikTok, and all those crazy places on the internet. Be good to each other. Stay safe. We'll see you next time.